that we will not stand for fracking in this country. Here and now really is the, I can't concentrate if I'm holding that as well, sorry. Really is the front line in the battle against climate change. You know, you are the people who are holding that line, and I just think it's fantastic that you're all here and giving up your day lives. I'm sure there are all lots of other things that you would like to be doing rather than having to be here protesting against such a grotesque and obscene way of trying to get energy. We have renewable energy, we have energy efficiency. That's where we should be putting our political will and resources, not in trying to get yet more fossil fuels out of the ground. But you don't need me to tell you that there is more and more research that tells us that we need to leave the vast majority of fossil fuels under the ground if we're to have any chance of avoiding 2 degrees of warming. Now that is a real absolute. It's not something that can be traded off in terms of economics or in terms of the politics. That is an absolute if we are serious about wanting a livable planet to hand over to our kids in the future. And I've been really struck by seeing how many kids there are here today. And I think that's incredibly significant and symbolic, because it is their future that will be destroyed by the kind of fossil fuel extraction that is symbolised by what's happening in those fields behind us. It is so important that you are here really showing that we will not accept fracking, that we will not accept the myths that are told about fracking. You know, they will tell us, first of all, that there's no alternative. And we know there are huge numbers of alternatives if the political will were there, exactly, renewables and energy efficiency. And yet, where is the government putting its tax breaks? Its tax breaks are on fracking rather than supporting our renewable energy. And that is obscene. There are more myths that it's suddenly going to deliver cheap energy prices. And yet there is a huge amount of evidence to suggest that the situation in the States is not translatable to the geology, to the politics, to the population and the density of population that we have here in the UK. And increasingly now actually ministers are conceding that in fact it's not going to lead to the cheap energy that they've promised. The other thing that just really amazes me is it's those same Tory MPs who seem to find wind turbines so offensive, who seem to think that Britain is going to be improved by literally thousands and thousands of fracking wells up and down this country. I don't think they have any idea what Britain would look like if we were to look at even 10% of our gas demand coming from fracking, because we would be talking about thousands of wells up and down this country. So if they think they've got a problem on their hands with a few wind turbines, they haven't seen anything yet when it comes to these fracking wells. There's all of the local pollution as well that you know about, all of the water pollution that's linked to it, all of the wider environmental pollution as well. There is absolutely no good reason for fracking. There simply is not. What there is are political vested interests and financial vested interests, and that is what I challenged in Parliament a few weeks ago when I got a debate in Parliament on fracking, and we had the Minister there trying to defend this kind of obscene technology. Yet even he in the press over the weekend has conceded actually that this is not going to be terribly popular. Well, we are here to say you are too right. This is not going to be popular. This is what the big society looks like. This is people coming together saying, not in our backyard, and we are going to be doing it, not just in Balcome. Balcome is the first front line. Balcome is putting this issue on the map, but we will be in every place where this government tries to frack, because we don't need it, we don't want it, we want a different future, a safer future, and that's what we're all committed to. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and the Green Party is in solidarity with you at every level.